2 weeks after a full shoulder replacement. How am I feeling? What's going on? Flexibility wise, frustrations, good points, bad points. Just going to run through that and shoot from the hip about where we're at. Obviously, I sort of revealed the scar. I am buzzing. It's a bit childish to say word buzzing about a scar, but unbelievably, outstandingly, flabbergastedly, loss of superlatives to describe just how good the scar is. Because I really did not, when I was I hadn't peeked behind the material when I unveiled it. It was just, it is what it is. I thought it was going to be horrific looking. I know that Dr. W is an established, well-regarded superhero of a man, but to be able to do what he's done to my arm is just, incredible. Look at that. I'll pick up the camera. You'll have to excuse the house, and I'll explain the England flags in a minute, because it is World Cup time. And yes, I know that they're all over the place and a mess. Brought you in a bit too close there, but you can see what's quite artistic actually, shooting down at the Warrior. But that, to get a full shoulder replacement in that area, I just think is outstanding. It's blown me away, really. I've even had a flirting thought the other day that after my surgery finished, I know it was a little bit more complicated than the average, said Dr. W. Most complicated one he's done in a few years. And I've got to go back for my feedback in a week and a half. I thought it was next week, but it's not, it's the week after. And this is what happens to your brain when you're recovering, because you're so drained that you get a lot of things wrong. But he said it was complicated. How complicated, I don't know. But one of the things that went through my mind was, is that hole big enough to get everything through there and operate and get it in place? I'm hoping so, I'm thinking so. But it's just remarkable. Basically, I wish I could do a super close up. You'll see it as we go. But that is ridiculous. You can see the cloud of the shadow of the, you're close, I know it's not nice, but there you can see how it's just married everything up. It's ridiculous. It goes up a bit further there to the top, just above the lion's head. It's like the perfect place for a spear to come out to go in a warrior type of thing. So I'm quite happy it's avoided that. Obviously, if it went right through it, the number one priority is the working shoulder without pain. So scar-wise, really happy. I'm going to ask AI about when I can start putting cocoa butter on it to reduce the scarring. Frustrations are, sometimes you feel really normal at this stage, and you feel like I can get back to who I was, exercising. I've got my bike there and the gym there. And last night I was in the gym with the boys, just watching them, my 4 and 6 year old, because I can't participate, which is what I normally do. So you get bursts of energy, and it's it tricks you or lures you into thinking you can do more than you can actually do, like hold your MacBook with the bad hand, so to speak. In fact, I'll try and pick it up there, put my arm there for a second. Ooh, see how much better that's getting. So picking up things, moving things around, energy-wise, up and down, but then you'll just crash energy-wise as your body's taking everything off you to sort of get back fully fit and fully functioning. But one of the things that is remarkable as well is that I have eaten so much poor food, bad food, processed food, horrible food, sweets, treats, and God knows what, and my weight has gone down remarkably. So that is not something that I'm overly bothered about, but just something that I thought I'd have a bigger battle on, considering my diet has been horrific. But then again, my body has been working overtime to repair from this. In relation to medicine and paracetamols and treatments like that, this is my first day that I haven't took anything. No paracetamol, no codeine, thank God. None of the other drugs, anything like that. I feel fine. I feel absolutely fine. Sleeping has now become frustrating. At the beginning, you're just knocked out because of the drugs you're on, recovering, your body's in trauma. Once you got your comfortable position, off you go to sleep. Now I'm finding myself awake a lot on my pillow, sort of feeling a bit frustrated. I can't flip over to my left side because of my shoulder, but it is what it is. I'm still sleeping with this big old thing on, and I have to do that for 6 weeks, unless told by Dr. W when I go and see him in a week and a half, 2 weeks. Really, really, really looking forward to that. I would have liked some type of, I know it's selfish and stuff, but I would have liked to know more at this stage. But then again, would I want to know more? Because if there's complications that are negative complications during my recovery while I feel vulnerable, would I really want to know the negative aspects, if there actually are any? But I just would like the information at this stage. There's things like, I'm going to use the England flags now because the World Cup's on in America, 2026. We just won 4-2. Things like that, hanging the flags up at the back, normally not a problem for me because I just do it. But for the wife, it's quite difficult. So little things like that around the house get on your nerves. Something that you need two hands for. What was it I was not frustrated at before? Plugging my MacBook plug into my power. You've got to, it's like I've got to get the wife to hold the Mac and push it in. It just becomes a job that you've never thought about before because you just plug your Mac in and the Mac doesn't move because you hold it with your left hand and you plug the power in. And with this now, you've got to use two hands. Every job that's a two-handed job, like crisps, packets of whatever, anything that needs two hands to pull it apart, is just frustrating. Going watching the kids is frustrating. But overall, pain-wise, I'm not really in any. Stiffness-wise, I feel very stiff. Nearly made a joke there. But I just feel like I'm apparently, going on to what the physio said, I'm winging a bit, which is I'm contracting this trap up is higher than this side because I'm holding, my body's like holding the shoulder up. But I was actually doing that before I went in for surgery. So that's that. The most painful part of my body at the minute, if I was to pull anything down, pull up something and say that's the worst part, it's round the base of my shoulder blade, bizarrely. I don't know why. Occasionally, or it hasn't had that stabbing pain for a while, but round the base of the shoulder blade. So last night my wife was like manipulating it a little bit because the physio said I can have a little bit of movement in that area. Going to physio was a bit of a damp squid for me. I expected more exercises. I expected to look more into it. I expected to come out with loads more knowledge. The physio's fantastic. She's a fantastic girl, but I think she just has to wait for Dr. W to feed back to me what's happened, so then I can then get an action plan in place properly and worked on. So going there was like, yeah, checked over, done a few things. It was okay, but I maybe built it up a bit in my head about moving on to the next stage, doing stuff, and that's what I'm constantly trying to do. Hold myself back and pull myself back from things. Drinking, I like a beer, watching football, and enjoying that. Normally during a World Cup, as it's on, not had one single beer, and I don't really have any intention to have one, and maybe not even have one. Fingers crossed England win the World Cup, and I will definitely have one in the final. But that's a pipe dream. We just beat Croatia 4-2 and looked really good, but France looked frightening. That's another subject. But glorious looking World Cup. There's loads of sport on to watch. I'm watching Game of Thrones intermittently. Work-wise, I work for myself. I'm my own business owner, so I sell via Amazon predominantly a lot of like boxing gear, MMA gear and stuff like that, and skipping ropes. And a lot of that is, there is an admin side that comes with that, logistics of stock, working with manufacturers, responding to customers because I don't have any employees, managing things where there are problems where I can't have prolonged periods off. I have managed my energy levels really well with it, but sometimes it has gone poof, and I'm down, power down. Do you know what I mean? She has to send me to bed because I don't read the red flags too early. So if you've got someone with you, listen to them because they see things before you do. And don't let yourself think that you're doing better than you are. Like the school walks, I'm doing that competently now, but I probably did that a bit early, but we've not got massive support. It's a 1.5K walk and it drained me. But now on week 2, I'm competent there. I'm competent going down. I'm competent seeing people. I do feel scared of people, not to the extent like, ooh, bogeyman, but scared of when people walk in my direction, which is alien to me, feeling like this. But when people start coming towards you, not inside your personal space, but like where you go to school, there's like a metal railing against the road. and then there's another metal railing on the school, and 2 people can pass. I'm trying to get everyone on my right side, and I look a bit rude sometimes walking at people, but I'm trying to preserve the shoulder. But it makes you feel very vulnerable. You know, like if a child bumps into you, trips you over, you fall over a scooter, God knows what. So you do feel vulnerable, but I did ask the physio about it, and she said, you should be all right, basically. You know, like they poured concrete, not concrete, but something like that. It's quite a firm fitting, but it would hurt if someone hit me in the arm, like now. So I've just got to try and avoid everything. So one thing I'll do now is I'll just start doing a bit of physio here and chat about whatever comes up. I'm hoping these videos are helping people out there that are going through it, because there's just so many ups and downs and scary points of this, that when you see someone else go through what you're about to go through, even though your experience will be different in essence, because everybody is different, to see someone go through it and the emotions that you go through is a good thing, I think. So let me just show you where we're at. With the bicep curls, we'll just start straight away. It's not a thing, this now. It feels a bit rigid. I did try and put my hand, you know, like as I showed at the beginning, up the back like that. It doesn't even want to go to my buttocks, you know, like past my hip. In fact, that brings me on to a great point. The sorest point actually of me is when I'm sleeping, I don't know, it's a pre-existing injury and it's just like flaring up. My left hip hurts a lot when I cross my legs and I'm sleeping and waking up in the morning, got pain there, and back is all rigid and horrible because it's not moving. Which is, again, just sleeping, staying in that same position. My back is not enjoying it. So trying to free it up. I'm hoping to do some yoga and stuff soon. Maybe a bit of light plyometrics to get myself just feeling better, really. Right, so we're going to go on this now. I'm going to have to push you back because I made remarkable progress in my towel pushing. Okay, let's see if we can do that. Yeah, and the table there. I'll come across here a little bit. We'll just move that out of the way. You can see everything. I'm still using my right hand predominantly for everything, which is the right thing to do because I've got to stay in that sling for, unless I'm exercising, for 6 weeks, I think. Hopefully maybe a shade less. So with this, we're just going to push my stomach right up against there. Shoulders back. I'm just going to push out. The first one, nice and easy. But you can see I'm going loads further if I move my water bottle out of the way. I'm going towards the edge there and then back. Put my hands right at the front, then we can sort of see it a bit better, can't we? So we're going right back, which feels tight across the top of the delt. So we're just going to push into it. You can see there, I'm getting towards that end, but I can feel the tightness now across there and a little bit underneath. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention actually, armpit. Whew. Horrible, absolutely horrible, and the high risk area that can get infected, and basically you got to keep clean. There was a top tip that I said before about that, which was when you're having a shower, don't try and lift your arm up. Just dangle your arm, move your body if you're fit enough. So your arm dangles down, creates that gap, create a pool of water and splash in. But it isn't nice, and bizarrely we're going to get like warm weather in the UK now over the next few days, so I'm going to be sweating a lot, getting like 33 degrees, and it's humid. It is bizarre summer really. So sweating basically and keeping your hygiene high and good is really, really, really going to be important over these next few days, because that's where the bacteria grows in your armpit apparently. I'm not a professional. This is not professional advice. This is just my bits of advice that I've been given and maybe could help you. Okay, so that's where we're at. Bring you back in now. Before I do that, I am actually doing the other one, which is I'm supposed to have a pole here in between that helps. And I basically go, if I can turn like that. It's not good, but out to the left. Oh, you can see there. I'm making a bit of progress if I move that. So it's gone past the vertical line, if you like, out to you guys. I've gone in there and you just go like that. So you do it with 2 hands. Oh, look at that. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Now that is the best I've ever done. And it's probably the best I've done for the last year. So that's remarkable. We're making progress. But like they say, it isn't, while I've had a shoulder replacement, sorry, this is a bit cringy, isn't it? While I've had a shoulder replacement, all the muscle groups that I've used before, all the muscles are still the same size, so they were hot and underused. So I've got to reprogram the shoulder, that muscles, tendons, and God knows what else in there, that they can now go that far. So you can't just go, I've had a shoulder replacement, whack your arm completely around like you would with this arm. You have to slowly like bring it back into use and get it up and going again. That's my interpretation of it anyway. Someone far more educated may say different, but, and if you agree, please drop it in the comments. But yeah, to summarise, frustrating and thinking about the next 6 to 12 months, which is full recovery. It's frustrating that I'm not able to do things that I'd normally do, but it's also absolutely epic that I'm going to be able to do things that I've not been able to do over the past 10 years. Certainly over the last 3 years, well, it's made massive deterioration. So it's bittersweet. It's just a frustrating stage that is, this is harder than the first week. Just on a basis of, there is nothing that you can do to go faster, other than your exercises, other than your stretches, other than listening to your body, listening to your wife telling you your energy's gone down, not getting frustrated at things. Thank the Lord I'm self-employed and my business is okay, and financially I'm still earning money, so that's a really good thing. If I could say anything to someone going before surgery about this stage, is don't put pressure on yourself. Don't think about anything that you're going to be doing at this stage, you know, like pressurizing the walks. Just get there, understand how your body is. I like asking AI. It's not definitive. Doesn't know everything about everything in the world. Apparently, some may argue with that, but it's open to interpretation. And it certainly isn't a surgeon or a physio that can see me. But what I like to use it as is a guide and a template to energy levels particularly. And what it says is this week I'm at between 40 and 60% normal energy levels, which is a good insight, I think. So last week was like 80, 20% and 40. Then you have a jump to this one, and then incrementally over the next few weeks, it's like 10% at a time. So next week I'm going to move to, what is it? I've lost my track of mine, but it moves up 10% each week. So it's about not sprinting before running, before you can walk, sort of thing, because I don't want to do something stupid, which I've heard horror stories about, and push this too far that I have to go back to step one and they have to correct something that's not good, that's happened in my shoulder because I'm being impatient. And there has been impatient flashes throughout this, like holding my MacBook accidentally with my left hand, like taking my arm out of the sling and going to the toilet, like my boys kicking off the other day and I was doing my exercise and I stood up and went to sort of diffuse a little drama between a 4 and a 6-year-old. I didn't use my arm, but I went at a pace faster than not walking pace and not prioritizing my arm correctly, because my wife wasn't on hand to handle them. So that's another frustrating thing for kids. All in all, I'm pretty sure that you can sort of gauge how I'm feeling, my mood, my vibe right now. So full shoulder replacement, 2 weeks. This is where I'm at, and hopefully you will be at the same stage as I'm at, because apparently I'm in front of average. So yeah, Dr. Walton or Dr. W, you are absolutely phenomenal, mate, and all the NHS team. Absolutely world-changing, awesome, brilliant, ridiculously great people that sometimes go underappreciated. Like I say, this to me was a massive thing. To them, it was Thursday. This was a problem to them. It was an absolute life-changing event for me. But they've been working on those skills relentlessly for years and years and years to be able to allow me to have a functioning shoulder. So thank you so much, the NHS, and particularly Dr. W. Love you.